Colette.
I'm Brooke.
And this is Midlife Mutiny.
So we asked a couple weeks ago for people to send us their writing, and we wanted to help anybody if they were feeling stuck or anything. And we got something pretty remarkable from a friend of ours, Shayla Dugan.
It was extraordinary. And again, people send in stuff and you read a page, you read 2 pages, you don't know what to expect. And when friends send you stuff, it becomes this awkward thing because often it's not great. So you read it tentatively, but Shayla's, Brooke read it first and she's like, you have to read this. And I'm like, you read it. I don't want to read it. She goes, just read it. I couldn't put it down. Shayla Dugan's novel, at least the first 10 chapters that she sent us, is extraordinary.
Yeah, it's called It Takes a Village. It's amazing. And as I kept reading, I started crying, and there's one specific paragraph that I would like to read you. Here's where I knew that this needed to be written all the way through. Like, she needed to finish this. So I'm going to read it. I'm sorry for the confusion. I meant Alan. The pregnancy. Heather stood for a moment, twisting a pile of ruffled napkins in her hands. You know, I really don't know Alan that well. I mean, he came here every morning and we would chit-chat about golf or music or cars. He always seemed so lonely, or I don't know how to describe it. Like he was trying to find any way possible to make the best of his situation, but that his life was full of nothing but obligations. He would tell me that I was the best part of his day because I was always able to start him off with a smile. And for that little piece of time every morning, I felt like maybe I was more than just a high school dropout or a 20-year-old waitress who was stupid enough to get knocked up and dumped by her drug-dealing boyfriend. I guess you could say he was the best part of my day, too. So I started crying, and I kept reading, and it is just as remarkable. She has this tremendous voice.
She interweaves her stories. Like, it's almost like Olive Kittredge or any New York Times best-selling book out there where these small-town characters, who are completely different people, their lives are intertwined in a really magical way.
Yeah, and all of them more fascinating than the next, and where she takes them. I cannot wait to read more. It's one of those things that we got 8 or so chapters, and she has to finish now for us because I really need to find out what happens.
Yep.
So Shayla, we are holding you to task, and
we asked her why she hadn't finished, and we said, can you send us some questions that we could help other prospective novelists, because a lot of you guys start projects but don't finish them. So
she said part of her struggle, I'm paraphrasing, is that she'll be writing one project and then she'll get ideas for 10 others, and then she gets distracted and she feels like she has to honor an idea if it comes up and start pulling that thread as it happens, and she'll leave the other one alone. And my advice, yours might be different, my advice is stick with your original thing. You can jot down, I have 1,000 different little notes and things on my phone. You can jot down those ideas and they'll come to fruition if you work at them, but for right now I would say stay with the idea that you are trying to see through, because there's a reason that it's there, and there's magic that happens in just sitting with those characters.
So my advice is different, except for Shayla Dugan, which is it's the same advice. Shayla, don't do anything else. Finish this fucking novel, okay? Everyone else, it's okay to have a couple of projects. I like to work on 3 projects at once. That way if I hit a wall or have an issue, I jump into the other one. But I'm always kind of juggling them. More than 3, it splits you, but you can work on 3 and keep, knocking away at each one until you're done. But I'm a finisher. Shayla Dugan, you need to finish.
Yeah, I have to finish one whole thing before I can. I'm very linear. I have to finish it. I have to check it off my list before I can go to the other one. Our gigs have changed that a little. Yeah. I have to switch back and forth. But Shayla, you got to finish this. This is magic. So I guess we have different opinions, but on this one, we're both saying, Shayla, you have to write. You have to finish this one. This one is magic.
And any of you guys who do struggle from that, figure out, are you someone who just needs to work on one thing until it's completed? Do that. If you're someone who feels comfortable juggling 2 or 3 projects, do that. It's whatever works for you guys.
Yeah, and watch for It Takes a Village by Shayla Dugan, because
You heard it here first.
it's coming, and it's massive. It's excellent. So, Shayla, this is on you.
I'm Colette.
I'm Brooke.
This is Midlife Mutiny.
Go, Shayla!